Hello, I'm Rachel Gardner-Paul, Head of the General Aviation Unit at the UK Civil Aviation Authority. As General Aviation starts flying again following COVID-19, we thought we'd ask some of you, including some of our government GA ambassadors, what you think the future holds for general aviation, and also include some safety tips to help us all as we return to the skies.
Hello, everyone. My name is Patricia Mawuli Porter. I'm one of the directors of Metal Seagulls Limited here in the UK, based at Sleip Airfield. In 2007, I saw a small aeroplane flying overhead, and it changed something in me. It lit some sort of light, which made me want to walk through the bush onto this small airfield to find out what was going on. Upon arriving at the airfield, I asked for a job, where I was told, no, there's no job for you, a woman in this field. But I tell you what, I changed their perception by offering to work for free. I worked really hard and then had the opportunity to go in an aeroplane one day. When I was airborne, everything looked different. And I tell you what, that changed everything I see in a very different way. I was more positive. I saw how everything could work a lot better. And in 2009, I got my flying license. And since then, I have been hooked up with the idea of staying in aviation. And I tell you what, it's the best decision I ever made. It's ever so simple. Remember, you have been locked up for a long time, at least a long period, enough to make you forget very basic things. But most importantly, you need to ask yourself, are you mentally sound for getting back into the air as PIC pilot in command? Have you checked your fuel? How long has it been sitting? Is it contaminated? Have you checked the fuel drains? Are they all operational and functional? Did you check your engine compartment as to whether your oil level is fine? Did you check the torque on your prop bolts to make sure everything is okay? But then coming back to that idea of, are you mentally sound to go flying? Are you healthy enough? If you are not healthy enough, you can always take a step back. But above all, don't you rush into doing something that might endanger other air users. Remember to stay safe, check your aeroplane, and if you are not sure, you don't have to get airborne, because there is not a race to get up into the air. Just take your time, check everything through, make sure your insurance is valid, and so is your license, and slowly you can get back into the air. And remember, everything is one step at a time. I tell you what, everything is going to change for a long time to come. COVID-19 is not just going to go away in 2 minutes and everything is going to return back to normality. But here is the way you should look at it. During this period, it's an opportunity for everyone to take a step back and look through, reflect on what we can do to better this sector. In my opinion, absolutely yes, because this is the time where people can sit down, take a pen and paper or computer and start to design new products, new innovative ways of introducing a new machine into the fleet. So yes, there's a lot of things people can do if you stay positive and you look at it in a way which can be productive. First of all, it doesn't have to be flying, because aviation is broad. It could be engineering, it could be teaching people. So there is a lot when it comes into aviation, but the flying aspect, this is the time where families can take their kids into airfields, not necessarily to fly or to get closer to an aeroplane, but just sit there, have a picnic on an airfield, see aeroplanes take off and land. There is so much more to aviation. Excuse me there, I promise you that's not COVID-19. And the young people, once you start to expose them, let them know this is normal to sit and watch aeroplanes, even to when the lockdown is over, to sit down or go onto an airfield and to ask whether they can help to wash an aeroplane. This is a great opportunity. And of course, when we wash plane, it gives us the opportunity to be able to inspect aeroplanes and to see if anything is needing fixed. This is normal. And for you, the older generation or the slightly older pilots who are there, when you see a young person at an airfield, please, you spend 1 minute to talk to them about how aeroplanes fly, a little bit about the forces of the aeroplanes, how aeroplanes fly, like lift, thrust, drag, and weight. This is easy to do. Please take that moment and remember, we all start up somewhere young. And if we are encouraged by someone who already experienced what's going on with aeroplanes and flying and building them, then that is one step closer to a young person wanting to be interested in GA.